Many of my global clients tell me that silence is one of the most frustrating and common responses they get when working across cultures. It's difficult to figure out exactly what it means when your team members or customers are quiet, reserved, and don't say much. Does it mean that everyone agrees? Or does it mean something else? In Western culture, we often assume silence means agreement. When nobody says anything, we assume everything is okay, and we're ready to move on. The underlying assumption is that if somebody disagrees, they will speak up, but it's not the case in many cultures. There are two types of silence. Number one, strategic silence. People use silence strategically as a negotiation technique. The second type of silence is unconscious silence. And it's a natural response. Usually, people are not self-aware that they're being silent. Now imagine you're in a conference call with your Chinese, Korean, or Japanese colleagues. You ask for feedback on the project idea and are met with silence. Then what do? Interpret and reflect on the situation and also think about perhaps there are different perspectives of everybody involved and always assume positive intention. So then there are multiple reasons that people remain silent. First and foremost, they probably don't understand your question and they won't admit it. Language barrier is always difficult to overcome. And so they're probably still processing this information that you're sharing and formulating their answers. And another possibility is that they disagree with idea or project and they don't want to offend you by telling you that's not a good idea. Another reason could be hierarchy. Perhaps the boss is supposed to provide the feedback and ask questions. So nobody is speaking up. They're waiting for the boss to say something. Another reason could be that decision maker is not present. So those are all potential reasons for people to remain silent. So then you need to first discover and investigate what are the causes of people being quiet. And then the next step is to think about how do I bridge those different assumptions and adapt your style to mend the situation and build stronger rapport and trust. So if people didn't understand you, then state your question in different ways. Label your question, I have a question. So if they didn't follow you before, or perhaps they still need some time to process, be patient. Give them some time to process the information and formulate answer. Let them speak their own language among themselves, so that for those who speak less English can perhaps get caught up. Always send meeting agenda ahead of time and the information prior to the call so people have enough time to review the information they'll be ready to discuss. If you sense that there's some disagreement, people may not like your idea, but they didn't want to speak up to offend you, you may want to take it offline. Have one-on-one discussion to find out why they disagree and what you have to do to modify your idea. Direct your questions to the boss or the appropriate individual. And also give them time to consult with the decision maker and get back to you at an agreed upon time. So remember, don't make the wrong assumptions about silence. Instead, take the time to understand the root cause and respond appropriately.